Hi YouTube, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Your awakening is a brand new undertaking. The awakening is a brand new undertaking. I talk a lot about those narcissists, but I want to talk to empaths and chosen ones specifically, directly, as it pertains to our awakening and this newfound undertaking. This is something that we would never, ever have imagined that we would have to deal with. We've dealt with death in the family. We've dealt with losing a job. We've dealt with, financial woes, injuries, personal injuries, health issues throughout life, whether they are small or large. We've dealt with them by way of people outside of ourselves, having to be there to console other people and be a shoulder to lean on and what have you. Anyone who's awakened from this abuse can tell you, and there will be no disagreements, there is nothing that compares to this. If we're really looking at it for what it is, nothing compares to the awakening of narcissistic abuse. So this undertaking is almost like it's like we're starting over in our infancy as a child and learning to it's a rebirth, I guess. It's being reborn in a major way, because we've had to forget. And I don't really want to say forget, but we've had to unlearn the things that we've learned all of our life, because in many ways we see that they were all facade, fictitious. It was all illusions. In the sense of the Matrix, it was all a programming, which is by design to control the way people think, behave, and decide. It's to dumb down your critical thinking. It's to dumb down your free thought process, your free choice, your free will. And the undertaking is so overwhelming once you come out of it. And here 4 years later, it still at times becomes heavy. But once you settle in the seat of acceptance, really settled into the cockpit of acceptance. Although those things and those thoughts will come here and there, you've settled into the cockpit. You're ready to take off. You're ready for flight. You're ready for the mission at hand. Almost like an F1 pilot. You know, sometimes I watch those videos, the way that thing, F1 jet or F1 fighter, if that's what you call them, when they take off from that ship, especially off of a ship, that is, wow. Just that image in my head of that jet fighter taking off in a matter of a split second with only maybe 100 yards of runway. And this thing, the propulsion of this jet, not only does it ascend, it ascends and does this crazy flip or whatever you call it, and it's off to the races. This is you. This is you. Once you've settled into the cockpit, you're already braced and ready for the task at hand. And I just want to encourage you guys about this, man, because it's unnerving at first, and it can be. So much so to a lot of us who have attempted to come and try to talk about this and tell the story. And I don't like to say our story, because the story is our story. It is unanimous with all of us. And so some of us have attempted and, disengaged for one reason or another, because the sheer thought of having this all come back full circle was too heavy to bear. Although we are awake and we are in tune and we are growing and we are healing, it is just something that we would rather heal of in a different way. I get it. Just may not be your forte. But I will tell you this: don't stop elevating, educating, and vibrating higher than you've ever done before, because you don't have to come here to let the story be told. The story is being told by the very healing within you, the very growth that is within you. And don't always measure your growth by what you see outside of yourself. If you become content, if you become more peaceful, more regulated, educated and in tune with who you are as an individual, notwithstanding whatever's around you, friends, family, the clique, the clientele, the circles, that is a plus. Small as it may be, take it, run with it, appreciate it, take joy in that, because that's way more than you had when you were under this deep sleep of narcissist abuse. So the awakening is a whole new undertaking. And it is a lifelong undertaking. It is not something that we're going to master in this lifetime. I hope that this is comforting to you, because if we mastered it in this lifetime, there would be no need to continue to do what we do, to behave and move the way that we move in progression. I did a video about how chosen ones and empath, we are never given the whole thing at once, something to that effect. We are given certain amounts, or we are allotted certain amounts of improvement. We're not given the whole thing all at once. And that's for a good reason. That is for our good. Because to have too much too fast, it can be so overwhelming. The body and the mind is not designed to have anything poured inside of it in an intense, extreme way. Body was designed to do things in an appropriate, progressional way. Don't know why that is to a strong degree, but I do know that it's very beneficial for us to do things in a progressive way. I can surmise that it keeps the pride at bay. Keeps us on an even tone, like Paul said. He said, I don't want to abound, or I don't want to, basically he said, I don't want to have too much and I don't want to be in want. I basically just want to be progressive. And that's where humility comes in, at when we can allow the process to flow. It keeps us very humble, keeps us grounded, it keeps us focused on the new task at hand. So the awakening is very much an undertaking that we didn't see coming. Although we welcome every new day dawning, because there's always something to be grateful for, or something to be aware of, something new to learn. And there's someone new that comes into our life that we can reach and impact with just our very presence and be impacted by. So it goes both ways. We're here to impact and be impacted by people around us. So that undertaking is something that we could have never saw coming. It is something that even now we are many times lost for words. But it isn't a dark cloud that we have to be put off about. It is for very good reason, and being chosen and being the empath that you are, it is for God's delight. It is for his good pleasure. If you don't see that at this point in time in your life, I pray and hope that at some point you begin to see his purpose for whatever you've gone through that brought you to this point. So, and that being the awakening, I hope you can dig deep, settle into the cockpit for this new undertaking. That being said, bless.